Hi, welcome back, and welcome to this Forecourt film for this rather special BMW 1 Series. This is a 2009 model. It's actually the 130i M Sport, a model that was in the UK between 2006 and 2007, and then they finished at around about that time, but they continued to make the model, the very, very popular model, in Japan. So this car has actually spent the majority of its life in Japan, was brought across the back end of last year in 2022. The reason that people obviously bring these in is A, because the model was no longer available over here, but also as anybody that's sort of looked into Japanese import cars before will know that they don't have any salt on the roads. The cars are often kept in underground garages and things like that as well. The models are extremely well looked after. In fact, the underside of this car, I'm not quite sure whether or not we'll be able to see from this angle or not, but underneath of the car, absolutely incredible when you think that this car is now 14 years old. Absolutely beautiful. The other benefit is that a lot of the cars that are sent out to the Japanese market are extremely high specification. This car has a number of different features that would have cost an absolute fortune in the UK at the time, and also the mileage on this particular car, only 38,000 miles. So absolutely beautiful. It features the 265 horsepower 3-litre straight 6 BMW engine, the same engine that they used to put in the 330i's and things like that on the E46 models and E90 models as well. Absolutely beautiful and silky smooth. Sounds incredible. And it's just really, really lovely to drive. That wonderful BMW steering before they went to electric power steering. It still has a really lovely weighty sort of feel to it, everything like that as well. The condition of the car is absolutely beautiful. There are no marks or blemishes to point out at all. I mean, obviously you're going to get the odd stone chip. The car's covered about 4,000 miles since coming to the UK. But if we see across here in the sun, you'll see just how lovely the paintwork is. And also, when we were machine polishing it as well, you just don't get any of the fallout that you would if it was a UK car that had been used on the roads throughout all of these years. If we're going to be particularly picky, maybe a couple of the alloy wheels have some very, very light curb marks. I'm just trying to see, actually, there's nothing really on there. I think it's really just the odd small mark on the edge there. But very, very nice all the way around. Back bumper completely free of any marks or scratches or anything like that. Again, yeah, it's just the slightest of wheel marks towards the very, very edge. But yeah, very, very nice. All the mirror housing and everything like that, all in absolutely lovely condition. So the colour is Le Mans Blue, a very, very popular colour at this sort of time, and looks absolutely stunning. So we're sort of fighting the sunlight that's trying to come out here at the moment. Inside of the car, again, absolutely immaculate. Being very well protected with some rubber matting and things like that. Black carpets all the way throughout, and very, very nicely kept indeed. Through to the back, we've got this wonderful grey Dakota leather, fabulous condition again. All the sort of entry points and everything like that of the car. You get the nice white stitching that continues all the way across, but it's been very, very well looked after. There's no sort of nasty kick marks to the backs of the seats or anything like that. Again, not even any grazing or scratching on here. That's probably the worst part of it. It's just the normal sort of bolster wear that you would expect on a car of that age mileage. But look at the steering wheel, it almost looks brand new. All the leather in fabulous condition, not gone all nasty and shiny or anything like that. And we'll talk you through some of the spec and things like that in a second. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. And how many 14-year-old BMWs do you see that still has that connected? Incredible. So through to the front. Over here we've got buttons for your power folding door mirrors. That can also be set so that you they power fold in when you lock the car. You can just press and hold the button for a bit longer and they'll fold in. You've got electric memory seats here. We've also got heated seats. We've got paddle shift gear change on this lovely 3-spoke chunky M Sport multifunction steering wheel, automatic headlights, automatic windscreen wipers, cruise control just there behind the steering wheel, and then the iDrive controller. You will notice that when the car left the factory, it would have had a swivel screen up on here that comes out. This has actually been replaced with a far newer entertainment unit. We've got things like a reversing camera. I'll just start the engine to show you that. So in fact, if we just come up on here now, you will see this is the old style screen here on the left hand side. That's the sort of interface that you would have, and basically been able to use that as normal to get things like service requirement information and other bits and pieces like that. So we've got info sources. So you've basically got the full functionality of the car as it left the factory. It's a very clever system, this. This just gives you a breakdown of what's due and when. As you can see, everything's been serviced up until time, so you've got nothing until July next year. That's the MOT for next year. Brake fluid check in 2025, engine oil in 2025, front brake pads have 9,000 miles worth of wear left on them, and rear brake pads have 29,000 miles worth of wear left on them. So that's your sort of normal setup for the BMW that you would recognise if you just had the standard system. If we press and hold the menu button, this then pulls through to this upgraded infotainment system where you have wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, or you can have wired if you prefer. So absolutely everything can be set up through there. It's a very, very good system. Put the car into reverse, you now get this really high definition video coming up on here. It's one of the best reverse cameras I've seen actually, and then all of your Bluetooth and everything like that as well all runs through there, and obviously most people would just be using CarPlay, so you've got full access to your phone apps and everything like that as well. So really, really nice infotainment system. Just come back out here. Dual zone climate control, so separate temperatures for driver and passenger. Absolutely lovely ice cold air conditioning today, and then we've got your heated seat controllers there as well. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. Have a look through the rest of the interior here. You can just see the quality of the leather really defies its years. Extremely well looked after and in fabulous condition. So as you'll see, a very, very high specification example. We've also got the xenon headlights up here on the front with the BMW Angel Eyes, which I think really lift the sort of front design of the car. And it's aged extremely well. I've always been a big fan of these, and with that engine, it's just a really, really lovely car, and obviously a bit of a dying breed, having the large 6-cylinder petrol engines for hatchbacks and things like that as well. And we've got a huge amount of service history with it from BMW in Japan. So it's been main dealer service whilst over there. And then it's also been serviced in the UK when it arrived at the back end of last year as well. Presented with a brand new MOT and absolutely ready to go. If we can help with any further information, if you require any finance figures or you have a part exchange to value, then please do let us know through our website, which is jajarvis.co.uk. Be more than happy to help, and ultimately we'd love to be able to show you the car in person. Thank you very much again for watching, and we'll see you next time.